And one of the comments even talked about not wanting to have played Victoria 3 in its current state and that the game needed to continue to develop. Ouch. Hello everyone, my name is Forex Extraordinaire, and with the advent of Victoria 3 as a strategy gaming YouTuber, I felt that it would be a shame to not at least cover some of it, as I was interested in the past with Victoria 3 and the dev diaries, but I kind of let up on it as Humankind released and more of the different Forex games like Stellaris, which is another Paradox title, mind you, kind of changed the game and added more updates like the Nemesis update. So I kind of lost sight of Victoria 3, but with the release date, it has made some news, made some waves really, because there has been a lot of negative feedback on Steam and other platforms, just reviews in general, aside from your typical outlets like IGN. So I wanted to cover that, get into the truth of the matter, and really try to dissect what is going on here. So right off the bat, if you take a gander at the Victoria 3 Steam page, you'll notice something pretty significant, and that is all of the reviews from the bigger sites like IGN and Rock Paper Shotgun. I haven't really checked out PC Games in too much, but that's besides the point. They've given Victoria 3 some decent scores, I'd even say above average with 8 out of 10s across the board. But when you take a look at the Steam reviews, however, in terms of customer feedback, and it is quite a steaming bit of feedback if you get my analogy here, it is mixed, and mixed is really a great descriptor here because it is a flat out 6 out of 10, running at over 9,000 reviews, nearly 10,000, which isn't too good for a first debut, especially since this was sold as a great revival or grand revival to sell their DLC of the Victoria franchise. Now, having played the game first through other means, I will say that I have had some issues in regards to the micromanagement of Victoria 3. It was already pretty bad in my other experiences with Stellaris, which I have several hundred hours in, and micromanagement has been a complaint, a rising complaint at that with the various Paradox titles. But in Victoria 3, I think a lot of people have kind of hit a wall in terms of all the things they have to manage. And Victoria 2 really strived to maintain a balance, which I don't know if Victoria 3, looking at the reviews, really achieved. Having combed through all of these reviews for at least an hour, and there are a lot of reviews, I often hear the claim of spam or just blatant review bombing happening, which has been a thing with other Paradox DLC releases, most recently with Friends and Foes. In some regard, at least, I know it did not perform too well. And then, of course, with the infamous Imperator Rome, which did, I will admit, have some flaws, it was also considerably review bombed. Looking through these metrics, I'm not getting the same impression. I mean, of course, I'm seeing some short comments and some reviews that just leave a dot. A lot of these reviews, however, address some very solid complaints and gripes that I personally had about the game, and I think they make some great points about the Paradox franchise as a whole. Even bigger sites, having looked back, noted that the bugs in Victoria 3 are absolutely repetitive and seem to be occurring all over the place, and one of the comments even talked about not wanting to have played Victoria 3 in its current state and that the game needed to continue to develop. Ouch. However, when you consider that the developers still would have had the chance to postpone the release date, much I am assured of with the players' backing, then I really don't think this excessive amount, to say the least, of bugs is acceptable. I think it's really time for Paradox to learn from games like Imperator Rome, which was notoriously shelved after roughly a year of development, which was a first in quite a long time for Paradox, and that was due to a number of reasons like bugs, and this won't be any Imperator Rome or Paradox history lesson for that matter, but it's really important that Paradox reflects back on their history and comes to terms with what makes some of their better games, like Victoria 2, so great. And a running trend that I am seeing with the reviews is that on the bright side, the game is very fun to play. I won't deny that as I've kind of been playing the game, it has had its fun points. But the point of contention to add to that is that there is a lot of micromanagement, there are a lot of bugs, and the engine itself is very clunky and finicky to work with. My main observation here is that there could have been a lot more care taken into the release of Victoria 3 along with some of the other previous Paradox release titles, and with that I kind of leave it to you guys to comment your experiences, if you have any, with playing Victoria 3 and whether you agree with some of my observations in this video. If you don't, or if you do, either way, please leave a like and comment and let me know. what you think of the game so far, and how you think Paradox can go in continuing to support the game, and what their general strategy should be.